Hello everyone and welcome to another video. So today I'm just going to show you a few guitar effects pedals that I have, which ones I use, which ones I don't use, and what sort of things I use them for, because I don't use all of them in their traditional sort of way, but I have them anyway. I never get rid of pedals unless they are duplicates or I have a cheaper, worse version. So for the most part, they stay with me, but I think they're invaluable for things such as recording. They're invaluable for lending help to guitarists in the band and stuff, or for just using myself if I'm feeling a bit funky. But for the most part, I mean, I'm pretty boring. I'm a rhythm guitarist and a singer in Until Then. So I tend to use either a drive or a distortion or a clean, maybe a bit of echo, but not often. And that's something that I really would like to change, but finding the right time, finding the inspiration to write that music as well is kind of difficult at the moment. So without further ado, let me show you what pedals I have. So in their natural habitat, no, I'm all joking. Here's this very dusty box. And got a few pedals in here. Some of them are disgusting. Let me lay these all out onto my desk and give them a quick clean up, and then we can go into detail about which ones I use, which ones I don't use, and what they do. Hold on a second. So that took a fair bit longer than I would like to have done on that, really. But here is a close-up of all of my pedals, a bit cleaner. But here is all the pedals that I own. As I mentioned, I have a very, very simple setup in terms of what I have on my pedal board. At the moment, I run an AC30 hand-wired with a Linko Blues, which is not ideal for what the sound we're going for, but it's all I have right now. I have got plans for a different amp, but I'll discuss and show you the amp that I currently use. I've got the chromatic tuner on my pedal board, which you can't really go wrong with a TU3, the Vox saturator, and the EQ. Now, I have the EQ just to give me a little bit of more dynamic range. Like, I don't like how this has a mid-cut, so I use it to compensate for that, and also to push a little bit of bass and cut a little bit of treble from my guitar to sort of not make it so harsh when it goes through to my amplifier. The GE7 EQ pedal from Boss is the one. I'm a little bit of a Boss fanboy. And I'm also thinking of adding on this reverb for clean stuff that we have, and this was just a nice little cheap spring reverb that I picked up off the internet, and actually that's quite nice actually for a little cheap pedal. But that tends to be what I use. I have a tuner, distortion, EQ, and then I'll have a reverb, but I'm still toying with that idea. Now, of course, a lot of you, it's not going to be too difficult to figure out what a lot of these pedals, well, most of, if not all of these pedals do. Bar this one, but I'll come back to that in a second. I recently got this. This is a cheap pitch shifter. Not that impressed by it, but it's just handy to have, and the compressor is okay too. The first pedal that I ever got, and it's nearly 20 years old now, is the Jackhammer. The Jackhammer is a fantastic little distortion / overdrive pedal, and I may come back to using that at some stage. I did also used to have two delays, but I've got this, I can't even pronounce that, Andor analog delay pedal, but I did also have a DD5, which I've given to Dell in Until Then, because he needed a delay pedal. He's also done me a lot of favours in the past, so I gave it to him as a gift. But yeah, I mean, everything essentially can speak for itself. The Dark Matter is a fantastic distortion pedal. It's kind of like a DS1, but like on acid. But I used to use this for a long time. I've used all of these pedals for a long time, in some way or another. I used to use a combination of these two for a while, I used to use this one on its own for a very, very long time. This is actually not a standard SD1. I can't remember the mod, but I know that this tone control does not work. So it's got like a tone cut on it, and that sounded pretty cool. There's potentially something wrong with that. I need to take that apart, give it a good once over. I've also got a non-traditional DS1, and obviously the DS1, like, you know, was used, Kurt Cobain in Nirvana used this. This is his go-to pedal. Or maybe it was the DS2, but I know he used a combination of both. This has also got tone mod on it. I'll have to maybe show a video of that. But yeah, I mean, at some point in my life, I have used use these pedals. I think the pedal that I waste my money on the most is this suppressor. This takes a little bit of fettling about to get to work correctly. You've got to figure out in your pedal chain where this is going to work. Just using it as an input and output doesn't do very much. But if you use the return and the sends, which obviously increases wires on your pedal board, then it is okay at best. At best. So yeah, I'm not a big pedal guy. I have all these pedals like most guitarists will have. They'll have a decent range of pedals that they have in their bank if they need them. And for recording, I say this just comes into its own. I would rather reamp an amp when recording with an effects pedal rather than using a digital plugin. So the only pedal that I've got that's boutique or not a brand name is this one. Now this is a tube overdrive pedal, all tube, no circuitry. In fact, give me a second, I'll remove the back and we can have a look inside. So yeah, this is an all tube overdrive and boost pedal that I have. It's been made locally to me, hand wired by a company called Abbott. Gentleman, ironically, his name's called Eli Abbott. Really sound guy. And this pedal, yeah, is just a tube pedal and overdrive. I've had it a while and I haven't really used it. Potentially think there might be something wrong with it, and being that I know the gentleman who made it, I might get him to give it a once over. But if you want to hear this pedal, leave a comment in the comment section below and I'll do a quick review of it. It's quite interesting. I'll also leave a link in the description of Eli's amp page. He makes pedals, he repairs guitars, he repairs amps. He's fantastic. And he also builds boutique custom amplifiers either out of old radios or from scratch to order. He's insanely good. Definitely check him out. A long video today, a lot of talking, but I hope you enjoy seeing what pedals that I own and what I use them for. I hope, like a lot of you have a lot of pedals too. And if you have any comments about pedals you'd like to see tried out, or if you want any more information on any of those pedals, let me know in the comment section below and I can do another video for you. But in the meantime, watch out for another video, because actually I have a pedal board, or an empty pedal board at the moment. And up until recently, I've just been putting them on the floor and I need to do something about that. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Stay safe, everybody. I'll see you in the next video. Thank you. Bye-bye.